Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the show. Let's have a good time because here's the late night show of Shonen Ronin episode 5. We're going to be talking about the weekly Shonen Jump chapters, the good chapters, not like Boruto and other series that are kind of iffy. Alright, Kishimoto came back in there like that. But you know what? It's the weekly Shonen Jump issue 25. So let's get to it. Let's have a good time and let's enjoy ourselves by having our lovely panels and co-hosts coming here and popping out a 3 and a 2 and a 1. Hey! How you guys doing? Anime fans, LegendDVash here, SamTheMangaMan, and here is the king, the reaper, the big booty, or big oppa zombie lady from Resident Evil, right? Right?
I mean, yeah, tall diamond mommy,
Yeah, that's the
vampire
one.
milkers is all I'm saying. Yeah.
How are we
I
all
finished
doing
the game,
tonight?
by the way, it was good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you are awake and that you're fed. This is good. I know you stank a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Chat, you can't smell them. We can't smell them. Everything's fine.
I'm glad y'all can't swim because I've been here on a 14-hour shift today for all production. I think 15 hours, 8 to 11. Yeah, roughly around there.
Hate to be in the same room as you. Let's just say that for sure.
Fair enough.
But anyway,
Fair enough.
but I'm good. I'm good. Even though tomorrow's a Monday, go back to work.
Don't remind me. Shush. I don't want to know.
But
I work
it's a late
at the
night
moment.
stream. We can
I
do
work
what we
every
want.
single day until Friday right now. So it's like, yay, I'm booked. I love
Oof.
that because people like me. I'm like, yeah, every single goddamn day. So it's like, whoo,
Get that money. You're gonna be tired, but you be paid.
definitely.
That's what
And
matters.
that's probably not static. That's probably my AC in the background because it's super high in my room right now. So that's probably the AC and everything like that. But before we start the show, I definitely want to ask the crew here, what was your favorite chapter since we had the time to understand what we read and Sam got fully 100% cut up to JJK. So, what is
Yeah.
your
I'm proud
top
of you,
3?
Sam.
What's your top 3 weekly Shonen Jump chapters of issue 25 that you can name right now?
Okay. People gonna be like, what? So I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be Black Clover, JJK, My Hero. They was all bangers. But that was probably one of the best single chapters of Black Clover we got in a hot
Agreed.
minute.
Agreed.
JJK gave me was Maki superiority, and so I of course love that. And then My Hero was absolute banger, but it's like, come on, compared to those two, it's like I got to give it to them, especially because like literally 2 of my favorite characters got shining moments in each of those. So, and I mean, if I would have gave My Hero a top spot if they had told me what he did. Now we just got to guess again. And I'm mad.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Can't wait for us to talk about that. Guys, don't forget, time codes will be in the bottom for those that watch the show later on. Sam, what's your top 3 that you could think of?
JJK,
Ooh, already? Okay.
My Hero,
Okay.
JJK is good, bro. You need to catch up too.
Next week.
and I give it to Masho.
Okay, Mash.
All right.
Third
All right.
spot.
All right.
All right. So
Because
for
I
me,
binged this. I spent the whole entire day binging this. So
you did. You
I'm
did.
sorry.
That's very true.
I know the entire premise. And I know
Sam
what
was
happened.
messaging me all day. I was like, yes.
Oh,
she was?
no. I was like, oh no,
Yes.
oh no.
There's some good shit that happens.
I love that, Sam.
Because like once you get through the Boku Shibuya, it's like, yeah, JJK is great.
I love that Sam is not the type of person
Like,
that gets spoiled like me. Because Sam, I can't wait to talk to you about it after the stream because I got spoiled to some big moments and some big depth and some big capture moments that you know I'm talking about right there, saying capture moment.
Yeah,
So
he basically got the whole important part of
yeah, somehow
Shibuya's
like
spoiled,
Tom
which
literally
sucks.
be like spreading the whole shit. I'm like, God damn it.
I blame the people you follow, man.
That's
you gotta,
true.
you
Exactly.
gotta limit
no,
on
no,
the people
it's
you're
them
following,
because
man.
they just post pictures and I'm like, oh, cool picture. I'm like, oh, in my brain,
Okay,
like you know, guys.
what? Okay, I know, like I spoiled today, because I put some on my tweets and thread. Like I'm reading this, I'm getting catch up.
I did not see your thread, so.
But then
thank God.
again, I am like, it's like months and months ahead of these panels that came to pictures and came to light
Uh-huh.
and read. So yes, I did kind of spoil for people who hasn't read, but at the same time, it wasn't really fully spoiled. It was like at least 2.5 months.
Totally
like,
understandable.
3 months ahead of time in the game. So
All right.
It's some crazy shit. So.
For me,
But it's good, bro. It's good.
For me, my top 3 of the chapters are Black Clover chapter 293, because like Ray said earlier, in which we will talk about that at the end of the show. My Hero Academia chapter 313, and Undead Unlocked chapter 64. If you guys have read that, the most recent arc that's going on in Unlocked is good. I always say I like what happened. It was not unexpected, but expected, but I like what happened, and definitely have to give that shine for the luck, and definitely match up Sakamoto Days, Harbor Cop and Dolphin was very solid as well. But definitely those were my top 3 for this weekly Shonen Jump issue. Was very good and enjoyable. And the art for this week, like there was no chapter that actually let me down throughout any of those series I read.
No.
So
Look,
I was very
I'm
happy.
gonna be honest with you. Tabata went into a whole new bag for this chapter.
He did.
Black Clover. I'm not gonna lie.
I
This is
enjoyed
some of
it.
His best artwork. It's
Emotions,
so good.
art, everything great. So I can't wait for us to talk about that
very,
much
very
later. But for those that want to see on My Hero, definitely stay tuned if you guys also read Kaiju number 8, because we're going to jump to our Kaiju number 8 discussion right now. And if you guys just want to check out My Hero, come back in a good 15-20 minutes or less. And if you guys are watching the VOD, definitely jump into the time code down below as well. Other than that, guys, what do you guys think about Kaiju number 8 this week?
Sam
I
hit
was
it right on the head.
I was right.
I was like, damn it. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But it's like,
Hey,
well,
you know that I'm more right than often than Vash is. So
it's true. It's true. But I was like, all right,
Why you
cool.
keep saying this, lies?
He's mad and he wants to fight him himself, because why else would you do? You know what? The general, of course, would want to get his hands dirty. Yeah, that makes sense. But
you think the general is just a title? Nah, bro.
no. I'm like, I'm sure he earned it, but it's like
Yeah.
you earn that title and then usually you relax. But no, he's like, I don't. Well, I think it's personal
like-
because his daughter vouched for him, and that's why he was like, nah, I really got to see with my own hands
So
if you're human or not.
I like that we also got that moment with his daughter, because it shows the relationship. That's one. But also it also shows that we also find out what happened to her to his mom. Like the same scourge that killed your mother at Kaiju. So I'm glad we found out more information and how they both react to that.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like those regular kaiju. You remember that kaiju that killed your mother? That's the reason why I hate kaiju. That's why I'm so mad all the time. That's
I
why
mean,
I'm like,
that's-
Literally in
you
the
know
movie
what's
of Godzilla. Literally in the movie of
That's
it's
Godzilla
like
that happened.
literally the
So,
stereotype.
That is the typical kaiju trope.
That's the
I'm
blueprint.
I wanted that to be different.
Exactly. No, like, I don't hate it because it's the standard, but
hate it either.
but I hate it because we have to use this.
Yes,
like
I was like, you've done everything else like out of the typical stereotypes for your genre, and then nope, right back into one. So I'm like, if it's just one, that's fine, it's okay. But I was like, oh man.
So
like, there are some standard kaiju stories that I am okay with, where it keeps the same, because it's usually like fun where you can interpret it your own way. You can still mix it up, you can, but then when you have to use the same story of, oh, this general just really hates kaiju, because it kills my wife, now I have to raise my daughter on my own and train her how he is, and give her the whole emotional parent abuse.
And I'm a terrible father. Yes.
Exactly. It's like, it sucks. Honestly, like it's not like it's a bad thing, but I hate it that we have to use it for this story, though.
Right. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's just something that I hope. What I'm hoping is that the daughter doesn't, like, it's not that she doesn't care, it's just that she still accepts that Kafka is a human and we don't need to kill other humans.
perfect
in
segue
this.
for that. We saw the X-ray of his, saying that his heart is not a heart no more. His heart is a core. So I'm glad that we saw X-rays of his
he's been
body.
completely transformed, like physically.
I was wondering about that, because I wonder if the thing that went inside his mouth, the bug or the species, whatever, the small kaiju went inside his mouth. I thought it was going to be like kind of nesting. Like, you know how those movies, Alien, has
That
the
would have
baby
been
inside?
nasty. No,
That's
thank
what I
you.
thought it was going to be. And if
Oh,
it was,
no.
I was going to be like, you nasty.
Wow, why you
Oh,
think
no.
like that? You nasty.
I've seen a lot of.
Why are you thinking like that?
I've seen a lot of
Why
alien movies in my
aliens
life.
versus predators right now?
That's still nasty. Why are you
They're-
thinking like that?
they're
You
kinda
thought they
like
were just
kaijus,
a baby
Lils?
alien chilling in his chest.
That's what I thought it was. No lie. No, he didn't.
Ew.
So
But
I was the only
maybe
one.
That's what it. Maybe that is what's happening though. Like maybe
think
it's
it
hiding, but maybe it's sitting in front of his heart.
Maybe it is. You see?
What I'm interested is wondering is, would it ever come to the point where it takes control of his brain? Because the reason why Kafka is not going out of control and being a monster and destroying everything is because he still has his own human brain.
So I had a theory about that. So I think that kaiju bug thing is still like a part of him, and he's gonna speak up and talk on like its behalf.
So you think is intellectual as well, not just like a species that like.
Well, I mean, it was.
I mean,
remember?
it was intellectual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it was talking like, "Oh, target excited. I'm gonna take away your body. Go into your body." And
So
then,
it's like you know how he could have different mouths. It's like one's gonna open on his hand. He's gonna start talking to him like Scooter.
So like Sakura's like, "Hey, buddy boy, your Gojo let me kill you."
and or literally having his cheek be like, "Whew," like what?
No,
Oh, God.
goodness. So I don't know. That's one theory I had. I was like, maybe that thing speaks up for him. But I'm like, would that make it worse?
The way
know.
I thought it's gonna be is like the show or the anime. I haven't seen it fully, so I don't really know how it works. But I know Sam will understand as Parasite. So
Yeah.
like I
'Cause,
thought. So
I'm
like
kind of hoping
I
it's
thought
that
the
way
alien
too.
little kaiju will come out of his hand and talk to him.
Maybe.
Like, hey, what's up? You and me are your friends or something like that. Like, I'm the kaiju that went inside your mouth. I don't know. Like, that's what I thought it was gonna be.
I feel like it's better if it's like wherever part of its body or like he
Mhm.
talks to him in his head where nobody else can hear him, especially is like it makes sense. But like I don't mind that kind of trope where the symbiotic being cooperates with you because he starts learning with you, where he understands,
Right.
he gets empathy, he gets the understanding of like, okay, humans aren't totally bad, and if you die, I die. All right, and I'll protect you because I don't want to die myself, kind of situation, kind of thing. Like the
Mhm.
whole Venom and Eddie Brock and this
I mean,
whole
I guess
symbiote thing.
the one thing we talked about last time, I think when we talked about this, was that we still need to find out that kaiju's logic and reasoning why it chose Kafka and what it needed Kafka for. So it's like, because obviously it needed him for something. We still don't know what it is.
And to me,
Meaning they
that
need a
panel,
specific host body, the vessel.
Maybe?
what
Each bug
what
have their
I
own
was gonna bring
specific
up,
host and vessel bodies.
what I was gonna bring up is
Go,
that
sorry, go
panel in page 16 to 17. It's one of my favorites. Like that panel is dope as hell. Like that squad little walk. Like that
Yes.
squad walk is dope
Oh,
as
by
hell.
the way, one of the other things that we talked about last time is probably coming true as well. We're gathering all of the best from the squad to form a new squad. Remember?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
We were
literally,
like, they're gonna form a kaiju squad around Kafka.
so when I read this chapter, right, it literally reminded me of the tournament arc in Black Clover.
So
So literally, like, you know, grabbing the best of each brigade into one magic night, like I think was the Royal Knights exam that happened and everything. So I felt like this was literally
brigade or some bullshit like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is literally the same thing where each of them has to grab the best one from each division, because our boy literally said, "I swear I'll get him stronger. I will be waiting for you, sir." I was like, "Hey, that's a good friend right there. Like that's a good inspiration."
So I guess I'm curious. Like, is there gonna be a time skip?
Ooh, that'd be a good
I
question.
mean, I don't. It'd be
But do you
interesting.
think
but I
it'd be
don't-
too soon?
No,
too soon?
no,
feel
I
like
don't
it's a
think so
little too
because
soon.
they basically would just keep him in to like run tests on him while he's alive, and while they're running tests on him, everybody's out like literally training.
I'd rather
like-
see that live in a way where.
I mean,
like,
to a point, I don't know. I feel like that would take forever.
I think that'd
to
be
be
good
honest.
in the
I
anime
mean, it'll
too.
help fill out the entire manga. So
Oh,
that once the anime comes in, this can fill up the entire placements and
I
everything.
think this
in
would be a
spots.
good montage in the manga, but I think
Yeah.
the anime will be a great place to actually add the filler for the anime.
Mhm. Agreed.
Because
That would
Most
be
of the
good.
time,
yeah, because I was gonna
sorry, I
say
was
is
gonna say
how
most of the time the anime doesn't like what anime usually does when it comes to shonen manga. It usually stretches a little bit from the episodes of each chapter, and try to spend at least 2 or 3 chapters into an episode for the anime.
They have improved with that, Sam. Like they have gotten better with pacing over the series. So I feel like they would do great in that. Like I feel like they would do better with the monologues because Kaiju number 8 is great with monologues within the characters and build because like I feel like the walk with the general coming to our boy Kafka, literally just saying like, hey, why do you have him in handcuffs? You know that he could just get out however he wants. And the way he does whatever he wants, he literally shot 3 bullets and literally just went for Kafka like a whole gut in the like freaking heart or lung it was. Like my dude was ready.
I mean,
I think he's there just to try. He's trying to prove a point to himself, and I don't think Kafka's gonna like fall into that. Kind of like how they did Nezuko when they met the Demon Slayer course the first time.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
They need to see if he's like fully human. If you're still
well, it's not even that. It's like it's just to see if he is like still mentally a human. If he's not, just because he's not physically human doesn't mean that he isn't human. If that makes sense.
You know what I also noticed too? The general's armor completely different from all the foot soldiers. And
did you want to know why? Because I bet you he can use full range of the armor. Is what I'm assuming.
Like he's full 100%.
Full range of the armor. I was thinking.
Yeah. You saw how fast he moved?
Hell yeah.
Maybe full range.
And how strong he is?
It literally protects all the way through his neck.
He got that kung fu grip, son.
He literally went, I'm like, damn, like, that shit hurt. Like, you pressing your fingers on your own chest. Like, try that to yourself. That shit hurts. Like, to your own lungs and ribs.
Where'd that glass come from?
Yeah, where'd you get that vial?
Where'd you get that vial from?
You just carry glass vials in your pocket?
He like, shoo!
Oh, no, I'm just super quick. I just got this and that. And, yep.
Goodness gracious. But no, I'm like, okay, well, this was the first chapter in a long time that left me like wondering, okay, well, literally what's about to happen next, but we're about to go on break, right?
Yeah, after this chapter, I think it's another week break or 2 week or 3 weeks break. The last break we had was 3 weeks.
This is the 3 week break. Was it?
No. Next chapter is May 27. Next chapter is May 27th.
Oh, so we do get one this week?
Thursday.
Yeah, okay, we do get one this week.
Okay.
That's why I was so mad.
It could be a week or 3 weeks.
It's gonna be a heavy cliffhanger.
So that means that this one will be like the big cliffhanger.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I hate this.
And then I assume that we're gonna go on the because if you're right, the last one was 3 weeks, and so this next one should just be 1 week.
Yeah,
which is what I hope for.
Me too. What I hope for because usually he used to do 3 then 1, 3 then 1. Then sometimes he do 2 or 3, but it depends. But hey, I get it. I can't wait because this week,
Are there any holidays coming up in Japan?
In June they have one. I think it's the end of June.
We're about to have Memorial Day.
So I think it's at the end of the weekend. I'm sorry, at the end of June. I think they have one.
So then that means that it'll be on break at the end of June. Okay.
Yeah, for probably a good 2-3 weeks.
Put it on like Friday or something like that.
Usually, so it's like a long weekend.
Yes. So what it could be is like they'll put it on Friday and then do a whole long weekend thing going on in some chapters.
No, I think we're good until July.
Oh, okay. So it's probably July that I got confused with.
Yeah, the 7th of July is their Tanabata festival. So
overall, I'm excited to see the general. I'm excited to see the relationship with the general and Kafka.
It's gonna be like we're gonna build our relationship through our fists.
I think it's gonna be that. Oh, okay. If you can beat me, I'll let you live. Watch. If he says those exact words, chat, everybody owes me $5. Just saying.
All right, so there's 12 people here in chat, so that means 12 people will owe him $5 if that comes to case.
Yep. I'll accept super chats. Don't worry.
Any last thoughts about the chapter?
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. Very good chapter. Like I said, this was the first one that really, truly left me wanting more. And because I don't know, we haven't really gotten much out of combat recently with them. So
yeah, we haven't.
This is a different style of combat. It's him versus probably one of the strongest people he's ever fought.
So, I think this type of combat involves more tension and pressure, and that's good type of storytelling because it keeps you on your toes, but it keeps you guessing on where the story could go, and that's good type of storytelling and combat.
Agreed.
Sam, what's your last thoughts?
Well, yep, definitely for sure. It's gonna be Kafka versus the General because Kafka needs to transform now, or else his regeneration will not heal the injured vice grip that he just took. Two, like if the General accepts him in the army, that doesn't necessarily mean the other captains from the other sides would accept it. They would also want to
Definitely.
do a test trial fight with Kafka themselves in that sort of situation.
I would laugh if
can't
he has to fight each general. That would be hilarious. He has to fight each one to beat each one. That would be hilarious.
I mean, think about it. In Demon Slayer, every pillar had their own personality and different traits and stuff. What's to say like each and every captain and commander in this group don't have their own kind of reckless, like emotional personality kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's time for them to start introducing the other captains.
And their own squad, because of course, because this manga does a really good job focusing on the other characters as well. Like each and everybody's like they're all brothers in arms. They all have their own personality. They all have their own specialties. They're all very talented, but they're all still like have like a bond with one another. That goes to show like can one platoon versus another platoon kind of team fight. I would kind of expect that. I kind of want that to happen, where like two squads has to compete against each other on who kills the most kaijus or who handles the best ways in that sort of situation kind of thing.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm really curious to see them. They haven't expanded the cast since this is the first time they've expanded the cast since it started.
Yeah, since chapter 5 or 4. Yeah.
Which is really cool. So all right. Yeah, let's see what's happening because I like all the characters they've introduced so far. So
except the general and his bad dad stereotype.
Typical shonen bad dad.
I was gonna say stereotypical bad kaiju dad. Kaiju story dad.
Or parent. But that is our Kaiju number 8 conversation discussion of chapter 34. So guys, let us know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and comment the video and continue to subscribe if you haven't yet when you're in this portion already. Because you know what we're here for, and most of the fans are here for Shonen Ronins because we're here for the My Hero Academia Boku no Hero chapter 313. What's the name of the chapter, Sam? I totally forgot. Don't have it on my screen either.
High speed, long range, mobile cannon.
Is that really the title? Oh, damn, that's the title. Yeah. That's a long ass title.
High speed, long range, mobile cannon. Yeah, that's literally the title.
I did not really know. Damn, that's a long ass title.
I am not kidding.
Well, with Sam and me not doing the reaction this week, I want to go first to Sam. What did you guys think of the chapter, Sam? Like your overall thoughts?
So All Might, even though he doesn't have his whole muscular form, he is still pretty badass in his skinny form. He's
still All Might. It's like
he's still All Might, the heart and everything. Be like, oh hell no! I know you're trying to do, you're separating us, but get your ass out of your way. And if anything's happening to my boy, I'm gonna die. I would be in front of him and die first before anything happens to him. That's literally the flashback that we all expected to happen. We thought that Deku's mom was gonna have that discussion with All Might himself after she found out that Deku got hurt and all that stuff like that. No. We didn't get the sad story. We didn't get the part where like you broke your promise for my son. Nope, he's still keeping his promise. He is still standing, still alive. He's ready to die for Deku right now to keep the hero, keep the future alive. Literally keeping that promise. And that motivation, that kind of speech he gave into these punks, they got scared.
It's so good. And I don't know, it's interesting because they also confirmed that they didn't know who they were attacking.
Yes.
Yeah. All they were doing was following from Nagata.
I'm assuming they're following. I don't know if they're following her orders or somebody else's orders.
That's true.
If they're following her orders, I mean, when did she give them?
I
guess she knew.
Where's
exactly
the communication? Where's the communication? Where's the radio? So that's props to that. And I love how Chad Pedro already said that might deflex all the way. Chad already said guys.
So listen, y'all are so simple.
Easy.
Horikoshi is literally baiting you. He is baiting you, literally. He is baiting you. Do not fall for this. Y'all know that. Come on, bro.
And by
Every
the way,
time y'all
again,
like, oh, death flags. Guess what? They didn't die.
and this
Yeah, like,
car,
oh, Aizawa's gonna die. Death flags. Mirko's gonna die. Death flags. Nope. Mount Lady's gonna die. Death flags. Nope. Bakugo's gonna die. Death flags. Nope.
oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Nobody called Midnight dying. Nobody.
Yeah, okay, nobody
That's
called
true.
that.
Nobody
Nobody
did.
did call that.
I didn't see
did
nobody
call
calling that Midnight was dead. So
Yeah, I agree with that because me and Sam during the reaction were like,
keep thinking,
"Bitch, what? Bitch, what?" Me and Sam reaction. If people go back and look at it, like me and Sam were bright. So that's like, wait, what? She really dead? So that was a funny one. But I really want to point out, All Might's car, aka Hercules, definitely a Batmobile because he literally said any car besides Hercules here would have been blown to bits. I don't know any other car
Then-
like a
but then it took
Batmobile that
that
would have not
same-
blown up.
Dude, they took that same torpedo from Attack on Titan to
yeah,
kill those
they used
Titans.
a thunder spear to blow up Hercules.
I was like, bruh. I mean, that makes sense, though.
Well, it makes sense.
For
That's-
something that's named Hercules,
That's two
stronger than
torpedoes.
Titans, and
That's
all
two
that stuff.
torpedoes that were
saying
going
is-
at it.
I need a figure of Hercules.
That
That's what I
Hercules
need
is
now. I
gonna
need a
cost you
Hercules figure.
$300. I bet you.
I'll take it.
I'll take
Really?
it. No, it's the same as like that Batmobile
Mm-hmm.
from like Arkham City and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Batmobile was,
that'd be a
like,
great
$300
one.
bucks.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
But I don't know.
That'd
It's
be a
just,
good
it was these All Might panels were like, I love this part of the chapter because it's like
Oh, hell
when he
yeah.
starts speaking, you see the chills, the shivers that go down that dude's spine. He's like, oh shit, that's still All Might. Like, and you can tell he's serious. I
And,
just
Yeah.
like, these are just kids with just a mask on, thinking they get like the tough shit and stuff like.
so what
my
I'm
man.
hoping that suitcase he jumped out with is a
mech suit.
Iron Man suitcase suit.
Me
I'm
too.
can't wait.
hoping that
I was
is.
I can't wait, bro.
that reminded me.
I'm like,
That reminded me.
he's got to have something. So of course they built him a support item just for him.
Right? It works perfect because it reminds me of when Batman got his back broken by Bane. So he need like a mech suit. So this is oh my, like, yes, he does have his back broken, but he technically has his whole body broken, and like most importantly his ribs. So like that's perfect for oh my. And I gotta agree with Ray when he said stand aside in a flashback, and he said that boy has borne so much more than I ever have a burden forced on him, and still he idolized me. And that panel,
He got
I
that-
think, is one of my favorite panels of all my of Hori, because literally
Well, I
the
love it
lighting
because
work.
It's like
Oh, it looks amazing.
it's because it shows you. It's like, yes, he's not as physically strong, but that man is as strong as ever.
But his intimidance
Straight
is
up.
what is strong. His intimidance is what scares people, and I love it.
That's his
So,
will. That's
his
like,
will,
that's
fire.
his will, bro.
Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
had that
Ah.
intimidation that reminded me of like that, like Bruce Wayne. Even though he was an old man, he got that intimidation that doesn't
exactly.
feel
Yeah.
to him,
Mhm.
and it's the same effect that I've got, especially to these kids. These are punks, and Bruce is like, "Oh hell no, you guys are just punks. Like, I am not scared of you. I got the intimidation factor.
I'm just waiting to see who steps out of the shadows and goes, "Nice speech, old man." I'm waiting to see who's. I'm like, who's that person?
Imagine if it's Stain to back him up.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be a nice.
I mean, because there's like that confirmed to me. That's like he had like defended himself. You know what I'm saying? Like those dudes are like scurrying off. So I'm like, I don't know. But so like maybe the person who hired them is like, oh, okay. So now I have to do the work since you still got something, you know, you still got some spunk, old man.
He definitely does.
I mean, they're not petty crooks, and who they're after the car.
But no,
after
I
Hercules.
legitimately got goosebumps reading that the first time. I was like, that's my boy, all right.
Right?
That's you,
Like, let's
Toshinori.
go.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
I was
even
like, I
Predator
love
said
this.
that like he needs to protect his son, like the way,
That's right.
like the way he feels like he's technically like the way I laugh about like Guardian of the Galaxy 2 at the end of the song, like he may be your dad, but he ain't your papa. Like, you know. I love that message. It's so true. Like we don't know, as much as we joke about, we don't know anything about Deku's dad. But the way All Might has been treating him for the past 2 years,
We
he's
know
definitely
plenty about his dad. He's right there, bro.
I knew you were gonna say
I
that.
mean, and Deku was always there to save his life, change his fate and everything. He's the reason why he's here today is because of this boy. And I'm not, and like right at this moment, I owe him my life. And the day that anything that happens to him, the day I die, it's like,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Ooh, I love that
So good.
shit.
So-
Yes.
So I'm like, let's be very, 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 very clear about something. When All Might dies, it ain't gonna be away from everybody else.
It's gonna be a fun of
It's gonna be
Deku.
All Might sacrificing himself for a shit ton of people. Is what it's gonna be, because that's just the way he is, bro. So expect like if and when that happens, just expect it to be very large. These punks ain't about to do nothing to All Might.
And chat, I definitely agree. Negan was a fine ass wine in this chapter. I definitely agree with that little nice toast of wine. Definitely agree. She a beauty. She a thick beauty.
I want to know how tall she is.
I mean,
That's what matters.
Vash already got dibs, so.
I don't know. I'll fight him for it. It's fine.
Now you want her?
The names on the list yet, no waifu though.
Oh no! Well, now she. I saw all her legs. It's fine. Although, so now let's talk about our boy Deku and the gods. Since, we're gonna bring it up. Damn Deku, this dude.
Damn Daniel.
Remember when everybody hated on his costume and now how badass it looks?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. I'm like, y'all used to talk so much shit about Deku.
Right.
What happened? Oh, you realize this was a good character all along and that growth takes time? Oh.
What do you think about
How
life?
that works.
Life, literally. My life is
you
doing better
didn't-
now than when I was 22. My life at 25, I just turned 25 2 weeks ago. My life is amazing this year, and I can't complain. It says character development slash progression.
You didn't like this character, even though you're still reading this manga, even though you're reading this entire development of this character, and now you're starting to like him. Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Hypocrites. All right.
Our boy Pedro makes a great point. These chapters in anime is gonna be very interesting because I like
Bruh.
anime. Anime
they-
doesn't do rain
If they
and
don't
night.
pop off on these chapters,
Yo,
when they're
I can't
animated,
wait.
I might be salty for the first time, like for real. Like
I
they gotta
will-
pop off for this.
I will react to these chapters itself just because of the color correction, the anime, the key lighting, just to see how they do this, handling with the black with the rain, how everything will look, and the smoke itself. Like that's a lot of
and
things
not only
going
that, but,
on.
like the full cowling also all on at the same time because like he's in full cowling the entire time. And so
Yeah.
it's like, bro, and they're dangerous. They have to pull off how dangerous sense looks.
How are they gonna handle the Spidey sense and everything like that? Like that's gonna be pretty interesting. And all right,
The same
so
way that Peter Parker does in Danger Sense.
So I'm curious to-
Shot in the head.
Sam said it
Actually,
perfectly.
no,
I'm
technically,
curious.
they kind of did that in a way where they like everything is black screen and you have the whole lightning
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
shotgun.
Mhm.
They kind of actually have done that early in the season. We just didn't know what was the reason this entire time until like
Huh.
a couple of chapters ago when it turns out to be Danger Sense. I think we were to like rewatch a couple episodes now with all the times where Deku just suddenly keeps getting shocks in his head. I feel like those are like Danger Sense that he's been awakened in a while.
That could be.
Man.
I am currently rewatching My Hero with my fiance for her first time, so maybe I could spot some earlier foreshadowings. So that'd be pretty interesting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Danger Sense wasn't the reason why he started using his legs, though.
I mean, it's just Deku is
Oh,
so
shit, I got
damn-
legs.
Wait, we know why he started using his legs. Ida was like, "Hey, bro, you see these?
Run.
These are legs."
Yo,
And then
remember the song?
Oh.
You say run, you run, my boy.
But no,
Chance-
man, this fight was like, how is he doing this? Like they're so good, like they're so good. Like this fight has been fantastic.
Yo, the panel, it's so simple, but the art and like the way it's cutting off the other panel just makes it look amazing. Like in the same page of where we see All Might, we see Deku literally saying, "I was zigzag towards her," and showing what he's been doing. And there's a panel showing that he's, what Ray mentioned, he's in full counting, he's fully concentrated, and also using Danger Sense to make sure that he doesn't get hit. And the next panel, there's a whole bullet coming to him, and he dodges it, but then gets hit. Like, just showing the effort, the battle in the rain, in the nighttime, of how well it's going. Like, that's intense. That's pressure. At nighttime and everything, where you have to avoid a bullet and make sure that your opponent, you yourself, don't know that well.
Well, not only that, you're avoiding bullets from a high dense like speed rifle. Like
Yeah.
this is crazy. By the way, he said, "Oh, sorry, it's wild," and he even says, "This is hard. This is almost too much for me to keep up with Dangerousness, which is
That shows how
wild.
speed
Like,
of the
okay.
bullet is. And then at the same time, while he was trying to analyze everything else, he said, hold up. I didn't even consider that All For One probably give her another quirk to go against me. And that's when it hit him like, fuck. And that panel, the way she just skipped me through the sky, like, yo, All For One would have given her
Well, she's
contracted.
used, so what we he showed us that on purpose. So Horikoshi made sure to show that she can just walk on air. She can't fly. She's propelling herself forward by shooting a bullet behind her.
Mm-hmm. It's
That's
like
how she's
basically-
moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally using the bullets momentum and
Mhm.
acceleration
Like
to help push your character into.
It kind of reminds me of Skywalk from One Piece. It kind of reminds me kind of similar to Sanji's thing. Or technically CP0
guess.
and CP9 and stuff like that.
So I was thinking how they move in Bleach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically that. But then
That's almost the same
this
as
is different.
Skywalk, so
she,
yeah.
she can't literally walk in like in the midair. She actually needs something to help push her forward or sideways or anything like that. But in a crazy way, she's
and
able
that's how-
to.
Well, I mean, that's how Deku knows where he can beat her. He can beat her in the air if he gets.
And do you
close.
notice how she's smiling while she's shooting the bullet? She's having a great time and she's
having
enjoying
fun.
this.
But so there's a really important line before that panel. So Deku goes, "Does she have backup?" No, I don't sense any hostility or bloodlust nearby, meaning she doesn't have any either, and nor does Chisaki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of means like, well, I mean, her mission was to capture him alive.
Yeah, to capture him.
But that she's doing it more for the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Sport.
it's because she knows how skillful she is, but also she's enjoying this target because she said herself before that nobody has escaped 2 bullets of her. So that like she's like, okay, she's impressed. So and also she's just an escape person, so she's like, okay, let me see if my skills up to the test still, or this new person. And also,
I just think it's interesting.
All For One
she
got her
has
intrigued.
She has no hostility. That's the weird part. Like none.
Because remember,
She's just doing this.
she doesn't have nothing against him. It's just that his ideals of the hero society are still believe in him. That's why she's curious to meet him and everything.
That's what she was told.
That's true. Told.
Remember,
But
Like,
probably
it's
that's why she
still-
wants to
Remember,
meet him and capture
Deku's
him.
got a strong talk no jutsu as well. Okay.
Very true. Very true on that.
and
so
like
I'm
Deku
curious to
is
see
using
how that's.
all this. He's using all this just to get information from her. to All For One.
Like he's literally doing this because he knows that if he gets her, he can get information from her. So it's literally they're fighting for the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
it's
which is
better than like
hilarious.
it's better than the other father jailbreakers and shit like that because they're getting no information from them.
Oh, definitely for
She's
sure.
like the most closest because she had her own separate mission. She should at least have more information and everything out of all of them.
So can
Alright.
we talk about something real quick though?
All For One.
I was gonna
Can
bring
we
up
talk about it now?
I was gonna say before we get to the second half of the chapter, there's a comment there I want to highlight. I love how they show about Deku is so smart and how quick he is to react, as well of how he is to realize, you know what, I don't have the time to train. I need to learn on the job. Is that what we're gonna talk about of him using the next quirk? All right, go ahead. That's a perfect transition.
So remember how if you watched the last Shonen Ronins, we spent like half an hour talking about the ring.
Yes, we did, guys. If you didn't see that, we literally spent like 20,
We
30
did.
minutes.
We actually did.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we was right because listen, he used the smoke with no issue, none. It's not about the rain. So something. All For One knows something, bro.
Another 10 minutes about running, guys. All right, so the quality of the hydro
No, that's all
H2O and the
I'm doing on
oxygen.
that. It's just like I'm like, look, okay. So that something else is about that. It's interesting. I'm curious to see what's up with that because he uses all of the smoke. Literally,
Yes.
all of it.
Yeah, and don't
Which,
you
if you look
notice
at the panel, where's the panel that shows it?
in
Where's
page
the
10 and
panel?
11?
Like if
Page
you
10 and
look
11.
the 14 and 15 shows how much smoke he used. It's a shit ton.
Yeah.
It covers like 3 blocks,
Oh,
city blocks. That's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, that's a literally 3-block radius. That is a good diameter. Holy shit, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
That's ridiculous. But I'm like, whoo-wee. But going back now, yeah, Pedro brought it up in chat, and I was going to bring it up. All for One didn't tell her that he had multiple quirks.
Yeah, that's true.
Did they not know that he had gotten more access from the other vestiges? Like, did he just not think that they would give him the power?
But I'm
Or has
glad.
this quirk evolved so much that he had no idea how it works now?
I think it's both. I think it's both. But what I was gonna
Because I guess
bring up,
Deku is the first one has been able to use multiple quirks.
that is true. And what I was gonna bring up, how you see the parallel of how In is talking to Deku like the way All for One was in the Prestige stage world, talking All for One talking to Shiraki. It's almost literally a parallel of how both of them are stubborn. So you see how both of them are parallel to that? Very beautiful.
Sorta, but like Deku has such an advantage because he not only does he have all these quirks, he has all of the people who had those quirks to teach him how to use them as he's using them. That's huge.
Yeah, because even N and the third user, which I need to ask your chat, tell us your theories as well. Sam told me an interesting theory. I want to hear Ray because I've heard his thoughts. What's your theory on the third quirk?
Fajin?
Yeah, Fajin.
That's what it's called.
And what's that translate to?
Chinese
It's
martial arts.
correct. Sam already said it.
It's means to issue or discharge power explosively or refine the explosive power.
That's what I was thinking. It was like he can like remember when I talked about like kinetic energy? It's kind of like that. And he can compress a bunch of energy and then basically he can do it with punches and kicks, but like what he used it for was to jump.
But that makes sense because in page 11, if you look at the panel on the left corner, he literally goes doing like a whole jumping jack, literally going up and down, literally getting his energy and speeding up.
That means I finally get a dub. I get one. Because he's literally building up the energy.
Because in the next page, it literally shows in the panel of page 12, in the middle panel, it literally shows it as well. Right there, the line that Hori draws, right there, back and forth, it goes up and down. My theory is that he has some type of Nightcrawler where he kind of uses the kinetic energy, but teleports in a high speed. That's what I thought it was.
So if you look at, what is it? Let's go back. If you look at page 16, it clearly shows him going through the building.
Page 16?
Because there's rumble sound effects as well.
He literally going through the building.
He's rocking through the building.
With the rumbles and everything. Like, he literally went through the buildings and destroying them floor by floor for each side like that.
Yeah, bro. So I was like, okay.
So in reference
Deku's going to be dangerous because now he's, like, even in hand-to-hand combat, he's got an extra burst of... Like, and anybody who gets hit with a smash now is in trouble.
Yo, I love how the timeline. I saw the timeline saying that Deku's being too OP. Now I'm like, motherfucker, he was supposed to be OP from the beginning. He took after the number one in Japan. I'm like, what did you expect? What did you expect?
So imagine somebody gave you a gun and you were supposed to shoot it. All Might was literally just using the gun to hit people. That's how strong he was. And now Deku gets used to gun and all the bullets in it. How is that OP?
That shit gets me mad. Like, people say, like, yo, Deku's getting OP. Like,
the protagonist is whack. That's all.
I'm like, he literally he's become the successor of All Might, the number one in Japan, and getting mad. Like, this is like, Hori literally fed telling that he becomes a number one hero in the world, like the best hero and everything. And he looked after All Might. What did you expect? No wonder he's this good in the last panel.
All Might
he grabbed Lady Naga so good.
Era of peace, single-handedly, and that wasn't OP. Okay, sure, okay, whatever. Okay. Y'all just mad that after all this is done, they're gonna do a death battle with Deku, and he's gonna be your favorite protagonist. That's all. Y'all. That's all. That's all.
And here, Pedro, we have said about Shiggy, he's OP. So we have said this on the show before it became
Pedro, but nobody
Shonen
says
Ronins.
nothing about Shigaraki being OP.
He literally decayed a whole mountain to the hospitals in the rest of the city. He decayed.
Not even just that, bro. Shigaraki fought off what, like six
Six heroes, right?
all at the
Six?
same time.
Miracle
Yeah.
and Endeavor.
At the same time.
All at the same time.
So
And
I don't want to
technically-
hear nothing about it, bro.
And every single one of them
bad
was
guy in
taking
the series
L's.
is probably one of the strongest bad guys in Jump. Period. Not kidding. Shigaraki is probably one of the most powerful villains in all of Jump right now. Straight up. Sam even he can touch them and they turn to dust, bro. They have to touch him.
There are some abilities that cannot be touched.
I mean, he also has those too now. Remember that. I mean, look, Gojo's in jail, so
Hey,
can't talk about him.
yeah, but I say that. Does not touch that. Not yet.
We'll get there, but
Soon,
he's got
guys.
Thanos does powers infinitely. Yes. But what I'm saying is, it's just like I love that Deku gets to flex, bro.
Yes, I agree.
I love. Oh, Cam just hit it right on the head, bro. Cam just hit it right. How can people say Deku's OP when Goku, Luffy, Ichigo, and Naruto are OP? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my god, it's like, oh man, Deku's OP. Who's your favorite main character? Luffy.
Well, he's not OP yet, but sooner he will
Shut up
become
right
OP.
now. Bro, Luffy's been OP for like 10 years.
That is kind of true, because that's when he got Gear 4, so yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's what I see. I know that because I've read some stuff, but still, he's been OP for like 10 years. Is all I'm saying. All right, let Deku have his time in the sun being OP.
By the way,
all right,
back
y'all
to my
just like to
hero.
complain about my hero at this point.
Lady Naga in this panel of page 14 looks amazing. Like her thighs, her thick legs, she looks amazing.
Oh, yes.
And those, they gotta say.
Listen, you always know who Horikoshi likes to draw.
Because
He
yo,
likes
that
to draw
panel
Lady Gaga.
where your girl looking down like that, I'm like, are we supposed to look at her or those thighs? Cause
Listen, so her rifle quirk is getting cooler and cooler every time she uses it to me. She can now build up a scope. I'm like, that's sick.
So that scope reminded me
That's
of, I think it's 007 Quantum Solace. Remember, right? Right, that's a little scope thing, right?
Yeah,
Sam?
that-
Remember?
It's every 007 intro. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that shit
but
dope.
Did you notice Deku using techniques that he learned from his classmates during the sports festival? Who did something similar to that in the sports festival with the decoys and the smoke?
Ah, yes, I forgot who it was. I think it was Momo,
Wasn't it
right?
Chaco? Either Momo or
Yeah.
Chaco, one or two. But one of them used decoys out of a smoke screen.
Yeah,
and he
I
just
remember.
did the exact same thing.
I
And
remember
she fell
that.
for it like 4 times. I'm like, LOL.
And didn't Deku did the building coming out of it when he first fought Bakugo in the first
Yes.
training when he sent the blast all the way up.
Man, they should have knew then that Deku wasn't nobody to mess with. That boy punched a hole through a building and didn't even touch the building.
That's kind of true. I mean, I
That's
don't think
the
he's
thing.
ever touched it. He didn't touch the ground at all until
No.
he had to go down there for smoke.
Right.
That's
So I'm
wow.
like, goodness gracious.
My dude been in the air the whole time. Shit, wow.
I love this whole chapter. Like, this whole chapter was great. And I also love that he apologizes to Gran Torino. I'm sorry I have to
Yeah,
make
that
a
looks
like this.
I was gonna bring that up. Like
And I
that's
was like,
beautiful. Like
You're such
for
a good
you,
kid.
for you to have the time to like, yo, I'm sorry, Gran Torino, my fault, but I gotta do that. Like, yo, that's beautiful. Like I'm like,
Yeah, I'll take ownership of my backpack, my mask.
Yes, Pedro
My,
goes. Ochako threw her jacket to fight Bakugo. He learned from his
Oh,
girlfriend.
yes, you're right.
That's so cute.
oh, that's so sweet. That's
so
very cute.
He showed a lot of stuff that he learned from other people in this chapter. He recalled Endeavor telling him how to use the
Yes.
multiple quirks, which I was like, wow, that really did help you. Horikoshi
Well,
really didn't let nothing go. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
that training
yeah.
arc also was good for him.
Yeah, because it was full cowling, smoke, and also the quick of find jet, like literally all three at once.
I'm
So,
sure
like-
he's also using Danger Sense constantly.
Oh yeah, of course.
So yeah, dang,
It's
Deku.
definitely paying its parallels, pulling full circles from the previous first arc and everything.
Bro,
like
but
that.
this Fajin pose is sick. I can't wait to see that colored. I'm sure it's colored somewhere. I gotta find it. But man, that's beautiful.
Oh,
The
yeah.
third Sfajin. It's gonna look so good.
No lie, when I first read it, it reminded me of
It
God
looks like
of High
some kind
School.
of jutsu.
Yeah.
It looks like some kind of jutsu to me.
That
which I
too could
love.
work. That too. There's a question.
He's summoning something. He's summoning kinetic energy. That's what he's doing.
Cameron asks, "Do you guys think that the HSC is training the students? I wouldn't put it past them to make their own Suicide Squad or Thunderbolts." HSC.
So the Hero Society, they defunct, ain't they? Like everybody's
Yeah,
acting on their own now, right?
Yeah, like I feel like they didn't have contact with Aizawa, even though he's off on his own. Miracle, technically, she's off on her own. Mountain Lady as well.
Mirio's out there by himself too, probably.
They haven't been in contact.
Actually, he probably would have been with his team. They probably would have rode as a squad. Those three, the big three, probably would have hung out together.
That would be interesting if the government does have like a Suicide Squad, like Hawks and Lady Nagan. Like, imagine there was like a Suicide Squad in Japan.
I'm sure
they
did start. I'm sure they started making teams, like optimal teams. You know, like attack team, rescue team, defense teams. Like I'm sure they started making those teams of everybody else that we have available. So we're gonna see a lot of. Y'all are gonna see that joint training arc served more purpose than you think, because it's gonna show a lot more synergies between these 1A and 1B classmates.
Yeah, because
Straight
I
up.
remember myself, I was one of them that we met those weird looking characters. Remember that guy that had the centipede head, looking creature head?
Yes. So
I think he's gonna.
I'm calling him Centipede for now.
I call him centipede head. But I feel like those characters that we met them as well will come back to the story, and because they'll be great leaders to having great tactician on how to maneuver and invade other hideouts, because they did a good hideout invasion before for Overhaul and Arbochisaki. So I feel like this will be a good team up with other heroes to invade and go against other places that All For One has secured. So this would be a great to bring back other characters that we actually got interested in.
I mean,
and involved
we
with.
got to see them get a W here soon, because they've been taking L after L for a while.
Facts.
So I'm like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Horikoshi's got me on edge in a few spots. Is all I'm saying. You know, because yes, of course, I'm worried about All Might. I'm also not worried about Deku, straight up. I'm still worried about all the folks at the schools, because I'm like, what's happening? So Cam, Cam. I was gonna get to that later. He's gonna be bait for Nagat, and that's how she's gonna catch Deku, because she's gonna put him in danger. Deku's gonna save him, because that's what Deku does, and that's what's gonna get him like injured to where he gets caught, straight up. I think that's how it's gonna go, to be honest with you. So I thought he would come and use later.
Imagine.
I want to use him as a meat shield.
Crazy off theory. Imagine if this is Spider-Man is Deku, Lady Nagan is like Taskmaster, where Spider-Man and Taskmaster goes against each other, but then they work at the end as an equal ground because they find something like equal terms. But then
Look, I'm gonna need Nagan to work with the heroes, because I have to have her and Hawks gotta talk, bro.
so
They
that's
gotta
why I feel like Lady Nagan will work with Deku like Taskmaster, but then still betray them at the end. That's what I feel like is gonna happen.
Potentially, yeah, I see that. She knows so much. Like I really hope we get the where she spills what she knows and how she's feeling. Like I need that.
Or more backstory from her, because
she's got a whole different perspective that other folks don't have, that we haven't gotten.
Facts.
And I need it. I need it real bad.
and like why did she kill the hero, making her and how ex-hero
Well, yeah,
be the
it's like,
villain
how does she end
too.
up in Tartarus? What is Tartarus like? What are they doing to people in Tartarus? Like, I gotta know.
Mhm.
I gotta know. Who did she shoot? Who did she murder? I gotta know. There's so many things, bro.
There's a
So
lot
many.
we can go into
So many.
that we still need to.
But I'll be honest, this chapter was fantastic. It showed Deku growing and learning again. Not to mention, somebody in chat said it earlier, I think it was Pedro, on the fly, by the way. He's learning while he's doing this. So he's all some of this stuff he's doing for the first time, literally, and he's adapting to the situation against the enemy he has no experience with whatsoever.
Ooh.
All he got was recommendations from Fox to stay away. Yep.
What?
If it's Kung Fu of Fajin, so you take Fajin, it's like martial arts, right?
No, it's a term from martial arts.
A term from martial arts and everything. And his movement is like kinetic energy, the way he fights and everything for this. Imagine if it, you know how Hori said that he takes example from his classmates and try to use an example for his quirks and everything, right? Imagine if this Fajin is like the guy from his classmate of class 1A, the guy that has a tail that a lot of people don't care about.
Oshiro?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't remember.
So do you get where I'm coming from? Like maybe something like, you know, the way he will probably fight, it'll be pretty interesting because our boy Ojiro, is like, you know, using his tail, like using his body for the fighting techniques and everything. Maybe that's some type of inspiration with some type of kinetic energy. Maybe I'm going far stretch, but that's where my brain just kind of connected it to go with.
Basically, if I were to try to summarize what Fajin means, it means the power that comes into a punch being reflected onto, like that entire energy that goes into it, that literally inflicts onto the person, even though it's like short range, long range. It's like what Ray said, the kinetic energy that's been built up, that put into like,
so think
all the fighting
Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch.
Yeah, think of it like that. Like that impact is Fajin, like that amount of power that got into that damage into, that's Fajin.
Maybe that's what they'll translate it to. They'll translate it to impact potentially, because like an impact quirk,
like a force,
kind of like because All for One has a similar quirk. Wait, All for One has a similar quirk. Oh shit!
He's like, hold on.
Wait a minute. Did he steal that?
Or he just copied it?
Yeah, because if he no, he couldn't have. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm like, he used a very similar quirk when he fought All Might.
Because remember, the second, third user feels something against Deku going against All for One because they failed. Because remember, they were going during the rise of All for One with his rebellion gangs and all that like that. So maybe it did get copied. Maybe it did.
So Cam, I was talking with somebody else about Shoto's Fire Punch today. I think that was his combination of the Prominence Burn and the Flash Fire Fist into one attack, which would be incredibly overpowered. But I love it.
I hope so. He deserves it. And John Tate in the chat with $20 donation saying, why YouTube not tell me y'all went live? Also, hi everyone. Hope the day has been well. First, Shonen Ronin, let me fix this imbalance in the force. Also, Deku has Royal OK Oden Haki or Impact Dial. Also, hi everyone. John, we literally just said that about the impact and everything. And welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to Shonen Ronin, baby.
Sorry that YouTube did not let you know, but that's why you gotta check it. That's why you gotta check Twitter. Have post notification for the Twitter side. It's very helpful. And for the post notifications for the YouTube side. YouTube sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, YouTube has its pros and cons, but you can always watch the VOD, and I appreciate you for joining in either way.
Right. Thank you for the super chat, baby. I appreciate you. But can I say one thing about the Deku in general and these quirks?
Go ahead.
Somehow Horikoshi has made all of them interesting.
Yes.
All of them. There's not a single one of these quirks I'm like, that's boring. None of them. They all just and I've never been like, oh, that's weird. They all work. Like they just Horikoshi, like he painstakingly thought this out. It was like, I need these all to work perfectly in harmony. I can't wait for the day where we get to see him use every single one of these quirks in rapid succession with no issue. I can't wait.
Manga and anime is gonna be on peak when it happens. Like when you see it on a double spread, the manga, color page, whatever, and the anime. Oh my god, that shit's gonna look so good. Like using all the quirks at the same time. Black Whip, Danger Sense, and full counting everything. Ooh, that's just gonna look so good.
Listen, John, they not the main character, bro. He made enough of them interesting. That's all that matters. When they're like, who's interesting in Class 1A? And I'll say enough. Not everybody got to be interested, bro. Somebody was talking to me about Sugar Rush the other day, and I'm like, so? He eats sugar, he hit hard sometimes. That's all he got to be good at. That's it. that's it, bro.
I mean, it could be worse. Other people had worse quirks.
You could literally just be invisible. He made a character that's literally just invisible.
Which we will never know how they will look.
I mean, John
that's
Cena.
probably one of the least person characters that we know.
Ida's brother's more interesting than him? False.
That's false. We barely know anything about Ida. Except if you read Vigilante.
I think we know plenty about Ida at this point. Like we
know plenty about Ida, but not his
about
brother.
Ida, yeah.
No, his brother. I mean, if you read Vigilante, you learn a little bit more about his brother.
A little bit more, but not as much as we would for Ida.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, and you know why? I keep telling folks this. Like, I think y'all didn't transition when the story transitioned. The story was about Class 1A feeling out and like coming into hero society when villains were destroying society.
Then
it transitioned to this point where they had to learn about themselves and their quirks and what they were doing as heroes, why they were doing it. Some of them passed, some of them failed, as you saw. Then we got to the part of, okay, who am I as a hero and where do I want to be as a hero? And, so we're talking overhaulish time now. What do I want to do as a hero and how much of what I'm doing is important? And now we're at the point where it's like, okay, that what they knew doesn't exist no more. And now they all have to do something different. And the only person prepared to do that is Deku. Literally. He's the only student who's just ready to go. Because he has to. He literally can't afford to not do it. You know what I'm saying? So the story has transitioned so many times where I'm like, yeah, not everybody's going to be there. Just like in real life, bro. You're going to have people that come and go in your life all the time. Straight up. Some of them were literally your Ojiros. Some of them are your Ochakos. And some of them are your Idas. And then you got your Bakugos. Those are rare. You know what I'm saying? But you still the main character in your story. So I'm saying that's what it is.
100% facts. Ray said it perfectly that people need to understand that you're not the one writing the story. You're the one reading it. You're the one you're the audience. But you cannot at the same time get mad that Hori moved on from Class 1A. They weren't the main cast. The main cast is Deku and All Might and the people around them. And you gotta follow Deku's story, not the other cast around. They're the supporting cast.
I mean, you can love them as much as you want. That's fine. It's just know that this is Deku's story.
Yep, 100%.
And not only that, let's see. So, Pedro, you bring an interesting plot point. I kind of blame what you said. As much as I love All Might, he kind of screwed Hero Society.
Hell yeah.
Yes and no. How dare you be so good at your job? How dare you? But also, how dare Hero Society just become so complicit and compliant with him doing as good as he is and not rising to meet him where he is? Yes, Correct. It was physically impossible, but they could have tried. And they did.
The cops relied too much on the heroes without them actually being cops.
And that's why we are where we are. Hero Society was just like, well, All Might can do everything, and we'll never have to worry about All Might not being around. Not really thinking that All Might would potentially not be around one day. That's that baffles me. It's like All Might would die one day eventually. Yeah. So y'all ain't gonna get ready for that? Like just at all?
You expect 100% peace, and then expect All Might to die. Just be like, okay.
I mean, in a way, you're right. It's just that it's people being people, bro. Like they were like, no, he's doing everything just fine. We ain't gotta do nothing.
Like, nah, y'all stupid. What you mean? So like, where you guys coming from?
So it's like, yeah, All Might came around and he did his thing, and he did it out like not for him, but for everybody else. And so I'm like, yeah, I mean, yes, you can blame All Might, but it wasn't his responsibility. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see that.
I mean, if they also read Vigilante yourself, like all that workload that goes onto All Might was also stressing for him as well.
Reading. By the way, I have a theory. So there's a lot of support items in the My Hero Academia world. So what if Sato does some Bane type shit and starts injecting himself with sugar? What are you reading? Who hurt you? This man's like, oh, I gotta get some sugar. No.
You mean penicillin? You want him to get the
let
whole?
that man eat cake and be fine.
You really want him to get diabetes and?
Oh man. Goodness gracious.
And John with another donation saying $25 here. Since I don't see it in the title and I'm late, can we transition after MJ to Black Clover and Manga beating the ever-living, regenerating mana out of the Dante? Like the community is split on why and how it happened. I get
Why
why.
y'all split?
Well, John, don't worry. Like I said in the chat, we forgot to change it in the title, but it's in the description. We had the Black Clover time card ready whenever we discuss.
I mean, I guess
for
if
people to
you're
check
ready,
the
we can give our final thoughts on this chapter of My Hero and then
Yeah.
jump into Black Clover.
Yeah. So final thoughts, Sam, of My Hero for you.
I don't think this is the end of the fight for Deku
no.
and MemoryNK.
I think it's just starting. Honestly.
Yeah, it just started. Deku just got a hold of her, just the left arm, but the right arm is literally her gut.
That's the one you need to be worried about. Because
Exactly.
I mean, we're about to find out if it can change into different types of weapons. We're about to find out.
I'm gonna switch hands, or it gets both. What's worse if she could use two? It'd be much worse if she used two.
That would be worse. Like,
Oh
that'd
Lord!
be very bad.
Oh no! You got two sniper rifles. None in society would ever use two snipers at once, and she's able to do that shit. Oh Lord!
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, it would be terrifying.
Ooh-wee. But no, I love this chapter, and ooh-wee. Yeah, it's just starting, bro. It's like I'm still worried about Deku. We're gonna find out on May 30th, baby. So make sure y'all here for that episode because that's gonna be wild. I think that episode, Shonen Ronins, is gonna be wild.
Yeah, that Shonen episode is gonna be having MHA, Black Clover, JJK. It's gonna be having a
So
great
her quirk
discussion.
is rifle. Yeah, it's rifle, but maybe she can turn it into a short rifle.
Assault rifle. You
Those
know,
exist
M16s,
exactly. Different
A
types of
shotgun rifle?
There's different.
M14s.
I just want to see
Yeah,
a shotgun. That's always been my weapon. So I just want to see a shotgun like some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, yo, just invent a shotgun rifle.
It's like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, no, it's just a rifle. But who knows? Like, because then that really means that if somebody gets right up on her, she's done for. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
what did All For One give her to get her prepped for that? So
And like, what else was she giving to her? She successfully like captured Deku and all that stuff. Like that.
That's what I mean. Different types of rifles. Gotcha. Shotgun is not a rifle, Bash. Thank you. I didn't have to say it.
Like I said,
we know.
Hori could invent his own rifle, shotgun rifle.
It must
I'm
have
just
been a
going
long
with it.
time.
No.
It must have been a long time for Vash to have played Call of Duty. So
Yes, I mean,
definitely.
he also remember
Definitely.
he didn't remember that Pokemon came from Japan, so I'll give him a pass.
All right. Can we keep that on the main show? This is not the main show. Can we keep that with the most serious side here? All right. But Sam, it's sad to see you go here. You know, Black Clover.
Sam ain't gotta go nowhere. You gonna sit here, you gonna listen, because you gonna understand why we like.
all right. If I'm gonna sit here to listen to Black Clover, Vash has to stay here and listen to our talk of JJK.
What do you want to do, JJK first? Wait, what do you guys want to do, JJK first? Then after we do Black Clover last, because with JJK it's gonna probably be a good 10 minutes or less. And
The thing is, like, I binged this. There's a lot that I need to get out of me.
All right.
To talk.
So
with.
if
Well,
anything,
Sam, can I ask you to wait till Thursday? Can I ask you to wait till Thursday so when we have more time to talk about it? Because I know we got a lot to talk about.
yeah,
We got a lot to talk
because
about.
honestly, I don't actually get. I feel like we should do like an overall JJK episode, like a full JJK thoughts. Because I feel like for us to just jump to a new chapter,
I mean,
it's
I
gonna be
think
very-
it could just be in the main show Thursday, and then if y'all catch up, have it on the Shonen Ronin on the 30th.
Okay, so we'll see how it goes. We can ask James, see how he's catching up then. But Sam, I'll see you.
No, Sam about to listen to us talk about why we like Black Clover.
All right.
Ain't that
So
right? Bye, Sam. God dang it. I tried, chat.
Black
Listen,
Clover.
I didn't read a single bad chapter in Jump.
Me neither.
Period.
For those that did not see our begin discussion of Black Clover, and this will be our Black Clover segment from here on out. Black Clover was my number one favorite out of the 8 series I've read today.
I also had Black Clover as number 1, and Black Clover was the first one I read today because I wanted to see how that went down. I was able to avoid all the spoilers, so I got to smile and yell as it happened.
Lucky you.
So first of all, that boy Magna, he is truly the gutsiest Magic Knight, and I love that. This man went up to the big boss. He was like, I'm rushing the dungeon boss. He knew how powerful he was. He said, nah, I got you. It's beautiful.
I don't give a flying fuck what people like. I wrote it on my Twitter today. I'm like, for anybody that says Magna did not deserve this,
he worked for this.
Like, it makes me mad that people get, Dante's father, he talks all this shit and everything. I'm like, people need to understand. He was literally having a fight with Jack the Ripper, literally Jack, and he literally having another fight with Knock right before Magna came in.
This is what you call a major underestimation. He completely underestimated Magna.
He did.
He paid for it.
He literally did. He killed one peasant. He said that you're not on my level.
This
nothing.
Is something that doesn't happen in shonen manga, where a character who's underestimated this heavy gets the W. I use the Krillin example again.
What I don't understand, like, people always say, "Oh, this series draw me in because of Black Bulls." All right, cool. Then when you see one of the Black Bulls, like Luck, Asta, and Yami and other members get a W, but when you see Magna get a W, people gonna get mad about it. Like, what the fuck? Like that? I'm playing favorites here. Then, like that.
Oh no, that's unfair. Favorites. But for me, Magna is one of my favorites, so I definitely ate these past 2 chapters.
Oh yeah, definitely. We ate here, Dave. You're a Magna fan, right there. Like, I love his flashback. The flashback and emotion in this chapter was beautiful. In page 4 and 5, where he said, like, I wasn't born awesome like a noble or royal. I'm not like a commoner, but I got incredible instincts and a lot of magic. I'm not like Asta, who has 0 magic, who's worse than me, but has an anti-magic. That stuff is completely insane. And then the way he asks Mr. Yami, yo, why did you choose me? And then he says, because you look like the gustiest one out here. I love that. The motion, and that made him more motivated. He said that I will never lose when it comes to guts. I can't stand down. And I love that. This moment, even though I haven't seen the series, it reminds me of some type of boxing moment, like Creed, Apollo, or even anime manga Ippo. I love this moment.
This was absolutely like paying homage to Ippo. He does a Dempsey roll on page 9. That's a Dempsey roll. And if you watched Red Ippo, you would know how hype that is. So, like, this was beautiful. I loved all of this. Like, basically, Magna made this dude look like a clown because he did not believe what he was saying, bruh. He didn't believe him. And I was like, see, this is what happens when you think too much of yourself. He literally told you that this spell balances us.
Yeah.
Literally. And I mean, I guess he just didn't understand that it literally balanced them in every single way.
Yeah, because he literally said 1,000 to 1, and they literally went from 500 to 501. It's like, literally it's the same. And like you said it perfectly in the beginning of the review, that my man underestimating Magna so much. It's like, we've seen this happen in many type of mediums. We have seen Frieza underestimated Krillin, and then Krillin threw a destructive disc and got Frieza's tail cut off and everything, like stuff like that. So to know that these type of moments in Shonen, that you can still underestimate a character, a peasant, but still get a W like this, still get impressed, and still, like, I was hyped. This is one of my favorite chapters. And I love Asta, I love Knock, I love those characters, but seeing characters that don't get the W, or a cast like this big in Black Bulls, in Black Clover, and see other characters that we have complained, like, yo, where's our boy Magna, where's our boy Zora, where's our other characters that should get W or should get more shine, and Magna finally got one and y'all complaining? What the fuck? It makes no sense. I mean, this is hype.
To me, that's whatever. Y'all just don't like y'all don't like fun. This chapter was fun and amazing. I love this chapter. But I'm very concerned about Magna in the next chapter. I'll be very honest. Because people who you looked up to just showed up. Luck shows up, Asta shows up. Either they are empowered by seeing him beat Dante, or they are upset when they see him die potentially. So my question is, Lucifero, where you at, bro?
Oh, because he's going to be waking up next chapter.
I'm like, is he though? So I'm like, what's up with that? Is Lucifero finally going to show us what he's about? You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true.
Because now Dante has no magic, as we've seen. He's used all of his magic. So can Lucifero just do what he wants to do now?
I love that when it said no, not gravity magic or my super regenerative body magic, neither can you. And then he gets that illest uppercut from Magna and literally says, "Shut up, you psycho." That panel was in his bag.
That was the right straight. Just so you know.
The right straight is fucking amazing either way. Because my man got beat, and I love it. And
Joe, I'm also curious about that. Can you die if you run out of mana? I don't know.
I feel like it's like fairy tale, like you just need to recover, or like you need to, like you cannot be unconscious. I feel like it's like when you're out of mana, you're unconscious, like you have no type of energy. So I feel like you're low on power.
Lucifero is still too far away, potentially. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I don't know. If they just get the W here, good for them. But I don't know. I feel like Tabata is just like, yeah, I gave you a wonderful W, and now I'm about to take your heart. Like, he hasn't done this to us in a while. So I'm like, it would be Magna he would do it to, and it would really, really mess me up. I'm like, don't do this to me, bro.
That battle cry, like that last panel on page 17, literally that battle cry.
That's iconic, bro.
I love that.
Iconic.
I love that.
It was
Like
so
literally him
good.
screaming like, "Yo, I finally fucked this dude up." Like, yo, I fucked this man
The
up.
art on that page is so good. It's so good. Like, if you didn't enjoy this, I'm like, you're not really a fan of Black Clover, if you ask me. Like, this is so good.
Like it was so entertaining. Like, I'm like, what did you not like about it for people that was entertained by?
By the way, when I say Magna dies, he gets like a death blow. You know how it happens in anime. He gets a death blow, but somebody's able to like stabilize him and he's okay. But like, basically, they see their friend die in front of them. So,
I don't know how Asta and Luck were so shocked that he got the W.
Well,
because they both were like,
well,
my dude,
you know why they were shocked?
You beat this dude?
Asta knows how powerful Dante is. He had to give everything to even get remotely close to beating Dante. And then he walks up and he sees Magna getting the KO on him. Yeah, I'd be shook too, bro.
Yo,
of all the people, you walk up and you're like, Magna just knocked out Dante?
You said it perfectly in my head when I read this chapter at work. I heard that like the type of Street Fighter or the type of Mortal Kombat KO, he knocked out, like he literally perfect in my head. It's just to see Asta and Luck's face of like, yo, he beat him. Like, I get it when people are mad, like, oh wow, the Dark Triad got beat by Commoner or by Magnum. Like, okay, why mad at my boy? I get he a Dark Triad, but he's a Black Boost. He's part of the main cast.
Stop with the, oh, he's a commoner, he shouldn't have this much power. Oh, well, he's a peasant, he shouldn't have this. Everything that's happening is proving to you that that's bullshit.
The point of the story,
Asta literally has no magic, bro.
The point of the story is to prove that commoners can still do shit. AKA Asta.
We don't need those titles attached to nobody because they literally don't matter no more. They don't. Like, that's the point. So stop it, okay? Stop it.
Dante says, I think people are getting mad about the way Magna defeated Dante are the same people who got mad at the stages system. It's a power system issue to some people.
But this spell literally makes so much sense because it uses the magic he already established in the universe to make it. This wasn't some cheap like
AKA the ruins.
this wasn't some new thing that he pulled out of his ass. This was something that already existed in the universe, and this character used it in a way that benefited them the best. How is that not impressive? And like, that's great storytelling to me. Straight up.
And to speak about the magic system, people need to understand that the magic system we understood and heard from was from the Water Kingdom. Sorry, not the Water Kingdom, the Heart Kingdom, and it was their perspective of how the stages and the people go through their arcanes. Clover Kingdom, Space Kingdom, each has their own type of power system and how they see it. We only learn how the Heart Kingdom is, and the Clover Kingdom has their own type of captain level and everything. Yes, and also people understand not every series is gonna have a perfect power system. Power systems are very difficult to keep it consistent. AKA the 7 Deadly Sins has the most broken, non-linear power systems.
I want to say something about power systems real quick. I feel like we put too much stock into them.
We do. People
and
do.
I really want. I'm waiting for the manga to come out that does away with them, but the power-ups aren't literally dependent on plot. They don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be situational, which in some instances could be plot, but like not tied to like the main plot. Like, you know, it's just I need somebody to find a way to make that happen, because yes, if you are born at this year, you're this powerful. If you're born at, you know, this month, you're this powerful. Come on, bro. I'm tired of these. Dragon Ball gave up on power levels years ago for a reason.
They did.
Because then if you put a like a factual number on it, it makes it you know, very predictable.
Yeah, they stopped doing that, and I'm so happy today because they just said, you know what, I'm gonna go from Super Saiyan Blue to Super Saiyan God. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan type of silver, gold, green. Like, that's it. All right, cool colors. All right, spectrum. Are y'all not gonna say which color is much hotter than the other? Which color is much colder than the other? That's how they go from strong. Like, no. It's just about color schemes, figurines, how it looks good in the anime, all the stuff like makes a whole color correction, guys. And at the end of the day, what Ray and me said, the power system is our perspective point of view. If you guys have a different point of view,
JoJo does
comment.
a damn good job of power systems. You know, there's always at least one broken character, and we all know the broken character in JoJo. So
there's a main character in Dio.
Sort of. But yeah, it's like I wanted people to stop harping on like, well, this person can only be this strong because they've said that they were a part of this group of people. So stop putting limits on fake people. Goodness gracious. So no, Manga getting this W, I feel like, is a big deal in the best way. So I think that just shows you, you know what, you can work hard, and you work hard enough and have enough skill to figure out something that works good for you. You catch somebody on a bad day, like Manga just called Dante on his worst day, and he got that W straight up.
Ooh, this is a good point. Lady does bring up a good point that Nak is the one that turned down Magna, that he couldn't train with them back in the Heart Kingdom. So that means Nak's perspective is gonna change.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. It has to.
Yeah, because he's there too with Asta, and Nak is like, oh shit, my dude actually took down one of the trios.
Well, not only that, he took down what they assume was the most powerful member of the trio. So
yeah,
good. I'm glad. Shake up that power system. Destroy the patriarchy, boy.
Do you think we're gonna go next? So, without saying that what's gonna happen with Lucifero or what's gonna happen with Dante's body, do you think now we're gonna transition to Xenon or to the other chick, Magicula?
It was Gaja. You're right. It was Gaja told him that he's like, you can't sit with us. Yeah, I remember now.
Oh, it's Gaja? I thought it's Doc. I totally got confused then.
Yep. Gaja said, hey, you ain't got enough magic. You can't sit with us, bro. But I don't know where we go next. I'll be honest. I'm like, do we sit here for a minute to resolve this, and then like it's like 2 pages here, then they shift to the next fight? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's probably time. It's definitely time.
I feel like maybe 2 pages in the beginning or end of the chapter, But next chapter will definitely be back to Zeno slash Yuno. Most likely, I'll put 70% on that or 65, and then the rest of the percentage to Mijikula.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because now they do have to go support the other folks that are fighting it.
Yeah.
So if this one's done, like if this one's wrapped up, they got to go and support. They're gonna go and like, all right, you're gonna be best for this fight. You go fight. You go here. You're gonna be best for this fight. You go here. I don't know. I can understand why people are gonna be kind of salty. I don't know if like Dante's just done. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand what some people be kind of salty about it. Like it's like, all right, we whoop Dante. It's over. We go off on our own thing. I can understand there why people would be salty. But I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I don't.
Yeah, because like right here we have Luck, Asta, Nak, Jack, Zora, and Magna. So we have a group here that literally could go do something. So I feel like they're gonna split, and they also need to go downstairs. Remember to the Mars guy from the Diamond Kingdom.
So that's why I'm confused as to why Nak and Asta are there. They should have went straight down to the basement. Like, what was the point of y'all going up there, bro?
Maybe they're passing through and then be like, "Oh, the fuck's happening here?"
They got to go up to go down. What?
I don't know the structure. I did not build the architect here. I don't know.
I just thought that was weird. I'm like, why are y'all here? Like y'all like Nak even said we got to go take care of him, but y'all up here.
Morris, yes, okay, Morris. That's the person.
Back. If you look at the page, it's just the little shadow hands. So he probably just he's right there with it. Son of a. What you doing?
I said literally, it was Nak and Asta literally right there.
Nak, what are you doing, bro?
But remember, Nak literally got the beat shit out of him from the twins.
Why did he take him up there? They should have went down to Morris.
Like I said, maybe they was passing through where the tree of Quillif is right there, like right behind Asta. So maybe they need to go past down. But while going down, they say like, "Oh,
maybe they were like, hey, we
shit.
tired. We need to go up here and take a break. Let's see what they doing."
Yeah, like, hold up, I'm probably gonna find some type of sensu beans.
Goodness gracious! Yeah, I guarantee there is some magic. Like there was a magic item that she made that's like a healing item. Swear to God, there's gonna be.
Yeah, because sadly,
it's gonna replenish your mana and heal you up a little bit. Watch.
Okay, maybe to check on Mantis, Jack. They will not check on Jack. They don't give a shit about Jack.
Well, now we need Jack. We need Jack now. They told us he can cut through any magic. We need him now. Legitimately.
He could cut through the Quillif? You think so?
Probably. Potentially.
If he could cut through the runes, then I'll be like, he found it useful. Shit.
So what I think Zora figured out is he figured out how to buff people. Remember how we talked about this? I think that Zora figured out how to amplify other people's magic.
So he's like a support. He's like a mage.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense for his ruins. Mm-hmm. He knows how to... I see what you're saying.
I think that Zora definitely became the equalizer in that sense. So Magna equalized folks like in a fight head-to-head. Zora amplifies other folks around him, potentially is what I'm thinking. He puts a rune on them that amplifies their magic for a little bit of time. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense in my head. And maybe that's what he does, but maybe he figured out something else. I don't know. He is a mage.
Well, you know what, man, guys, supporting, some type of D&D,
They're like Vash. Literally everybody in Black Clover is a mage.
Yeah, I know what, man. Here, yeah, I know what, man. I gotta be up in 6 hours for work, so yeah, I know what I meant here.
Sorry, but that was funny. I could just see the whole chat's face. Idiot. like they're all mages. So Zora is a bard in D&D? Yes.
Yeah, exactly, John.
I hope he learned some offensive spells too. Me too. But he just doesn't seem like the kind of guy. He just doesn't seem like the kind of dude who's like, yeah, I'm gonna be on the front line, like attack folks. He just doesn't.
He just more ruthless. Yeah, like he does it if he has to, and he does it if he's in the mood for like.
Asta ain't a mage. True. The only person that's not a mage in this is Asta.
Damn, Joe. That whole mojo like, Vash.
He's big muscle boy. He swings sword hard.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see his next union mode, but what's the next design? Because I'm curious to know if Tapata's gonna inspire more from more from the berserk style of the whole type of armor. I'm curious to know what's he gonna do, because of course that Devil Union mode is not the that's level 1.
Now he could pay like true homage to it if he wanted to. Yeah.
Pay more respect for it. So I feel like that'll be a beautiful way to homage
yeah, we need
to
the
it.
berserk armor. I would love to. Austin would look dope in the berserk armor. Not even going
like some
the
type of
full
helmet.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, like
the
some type of helmet.
Thing.
I want to see some type of helmet. Oh,
Asta the Barbarian. That's what this series probably could have also been called. Asta the Barbarian. Yes.
I would have fuck with that.
No, it's a terrible name.
Really, you think so? Asta the Barbarian. Like, raw.
No.
It has some type of green and black tattoo right here. Since some green and black, like cha cha. Raw.
No. It is time for you to go to bed.
Right, how will the devil look in Griffith armor? Oh shit, damn.
Thick, bro.
That shit will look very thick.
Ugh.
Like, guys, even though I haven't read Berserk, I know of Berserk, and I know of some of characters, so I know what you're talking about in the chat right there, so I know that for sure.
If you imagine if Lucifer looks like Black Talon Griffith.
Oh, wow. That's wow. Wow.
Look, man.
If that happens, that's some wild shit.
I will say it right now, and I mean this. Tabata is one of the most respectful mangaka in Jump because he pays homage to all of the people he looks up to. So this is absolutely possible. Straight up.
That's 100% facts. Guys, if you guys have any last questions, write it down in the comment section down below in the chat right now. Ray, any last final thoughts about the chapter, about Manga W, what he thought, and what was going to happen, or you're good?
Fantastic chapter. Like, Tabata, thank you so much. This is so good. Keep up the good work. Legitimately. I feel like this is one of his best drawn, best written. It just had the passion, it had the story. Like, this is what I'm talking about. He gives characters that deserve shine, but they don't have to be the focus. But this was Magna's moment to shine, and he sure did. I loved it.
I definitely agree. And John said, thanks for taking my topic without saying, hey, we will continue to review Black Clover for every week. That's why we have Shonen Ronin. And James as well is here, but he's on vacation. He will be on episode 6 next week for Shonen Ronin for sure. So definitely catch his thoughts for Black Clover of the newest chapter and the most recent one. He will definitely be hyped for this Manga W because he is also a big fan of Manga. And if you guys saw episode 3 when we did discuss about Black Clover, we were hyped about this Manga W, so definitely is well deserved. And I'm very hyped. Can't wait to see what the next chapter holds, and can't wait to see where Tabata brings the story and how it unfolds and where it's gonna go, because I'm enjoying this arc. Some chapters are hit or miss, but depends on which character is your favorite and where is the story gonna be progressing. So it depends where he's going. We definitely need to see more of Morris, because Morris was flip the hair, evil guy with a devil that we did not know. I'm like, okay, cool, you're a bad guy. You're definitely fully bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we got nothing else from you, so I'm like, I need to see more. And go do some shit, because I want you to see more. So can't wait to see more Black Clover in chapter 294, and we're getting close to 300. So very props much to Tabata on his accomplishment and his sooner or later 300 chapter milestone, because that's a huge milestone for any mangaka, because a lot of people do not get that type of opportunity. Right, Ray?
That's right, bro. And so, until the next one.
Joe asked one last question. Off-topic question. Do you guys read Tower of God? It came back a week ago after some months of hiatus.
I have not read the newest chapter yet.
Okay. Ray right now is our own Ray and Sam, because I know Ray reads most of the mainstream. Sam reads more of the non-mainstream type of webtoons, so they're the most webtoons connoisseur. I'm starting to get into them. I read other type of webtoons from Korea that is more in the phone only, private browser type of stuff of webtoons. And before we go, I really want to give a quick shout out to Mission Jozaku Family. It's a series I love to push on the agenda on the timeline.
I'm gonna start it.
And it got the cover page of this week of the Weekly Shonen Jump, and it looks freaking beautiful. The author, I cannot pronounce it that great, so I'm gonna just say the series creator did a fantastic job for the cover page. That is the series that I actually might buy the book for. Or wait, the volume? The issue. That's what I meant. The issue 25 for, because it looks amazing and I want that full cover page because it looks fantastic. So other than that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Late night stream for those that are watching right now, or for those that watch later. Definitely was a late night stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Will it happen again in the future? Who knows? But definitely we will try to do our best to continue staying with our early streams when the chapters come out. Ray, where can the good people find you real quick before we go?
You can find me at RayApollo just about everywhere. Just look for the black one. You'll be fine.
Sam, since you came back, where can the good people find you?
SamTheMangaMan. I just recently tweeted some JJK stuff, so if you haven't read the stuff yet, don't look at it. But if you have,
Bash, don't look at Sam's tweets.
All right, guys, if you want more JJK content, comment down below, because we will be bringing JJK this ending of the week of May 30th, and soon to come more in June. So definitely guys stay tuned for that, because we're Shonen Ronin episode 5 of talking about Kaiju no.8, My Hero Academia, and Black Clover. And soon to be JJK. See you get the next one of episode 6. Take care.
Binding Violet.
Cheese with pancakes.
No.
No, never.